From a politician with a reputation for understatement and loyalty came an explosive intervention, quitting as Transport Minister and calling for a second Brexit referendum in the same breath.
It's a very difficult decision, but we're clearly barrelling towards an incoherent Brexit that is going to see us cede control. The referendum was meant to be about taking back control, but in fact the only people who are going to gain control are the French Parliament and the German Parliament. It's certainly not our own Parliament in this process. At present, the deal is incoherent on its own terms, and that's why it's so important for the public to have a say, so it can confirm that this is really the Brexit that it wants.
The initial announcement made via social media, a blow apparently out of the blue for Theresa May.
I have had no choice but to submit my resignation to the Prime Minister this afternoon.
The resignation was backed by Brexiteers, including his brother, the former Foreign Secretary, who wrote on Twitter, "Boundless admiration as ever for my brother Joe. We may not have agreed about Brexit, but we are united in dismay at the intellectually and politically indefensible UK position." This was not a Brexiteer resignation. Joe Johnson voted for Remain, but as Transport Minister was involved in no-deal planning to protect ports and trade flows. Conclusion that a no-deal Brexit would inflict what he described as untold damage on the nation, with real questions about whether the government would be able to guarantee access to fresh food and medicine. For a Prime Minister who insists the choice that will face MPs is between her deal or no deal, this could prove a devastating assessment. In a statement, Downing Street thanked Joe Johnson for his work in government, but hit back at his call for a second referendum, saying that the vote in 2016 was the biggest democratic exercise in the country's history, and a second one wouldn't be held under any circumstances. But organisers from the People's Vote campaign see this as a major moment, with sources telling Sky News they are speaking to other ministers also considering their positions, and are hopeful more resignations could follow. It comes as relations soured further between Theresa May and the DUP. Party leader Arlene Foster accusing the Prime Minister of breaking promises, saying the deal on the table could see Northern Ireland left in the EU's customs union, and telling Sky News that the DUP's backing of Mrs May's leadership was not to be taken for granted.
It is important that we remember that the confidence and supply agreement is with the Conservative Party. And we did that because we wanted to ensure that we had that stability at Westminster, and that's still our desire.
In an effort to reassure the party on whose support Theresa May relies for her majority, her de facto Deputy Prime Minister said this.
The Prime Minister's always been very clear that, we won't accept something that involves sort of carving out Northern Ireland from the rest of the United Kingdom.
But if the government cannot reassure its own ministers of the wisdom of its Brexit strategy, it doesn't bode well for Theresa May's efforts to pull together a deal that both Brussels and Parliament could back.